Welcome to the Dr. Sal Adoni Show. Fans of Dr. Sal Adoni call him the great genius, a figure that Nostradamus wrote about. His theories in math and astrophysics are used by government agencies. His theory E has proven Newton and Einstein are wrong. His prime algorithm is used by the NSA. His planetary distance formula is used by NASA to find new planets. His EOE theory is used by the USGS in earthquake prediction modeling. He founded two different think tanks, including Helix Q, the artificial intelligence think tank. Dr. Adoni is the founder of the cryptocurrency BizBytes. Dr. Adoni is also the founder of the One Media Network. One Media produces dozens of podcast shows for the iPodcast network.
This is Dr. Saul Adoni. Welcome to another segment of the Dr. Saul Adoni Show. You can find more segments at sauladoni.com and ipodcast.org. Sauladoni.com is SOLADONI.com. This is Dr. Saul Adoni, also known by my religious name as Solog. Sollog. If you go to my site, sauladoni.com, that's SOLADONI.com, you'll see a little video here that I did about the coronavirus and the death toll projections. It's my other site where a lot of my writings are known as a futuristic mystic. Okay. This is the video I did the other day, and it said Corona was going to be increasing 12% daily in the immediate future. I released that when the death toll was right around 800. So we go over here to a calculator and we put in the death toll the other day that was 813. We go 813 times 1.12%, 910. That is the death toll today. Well, actually yesterday. So it was 813 on Saturday the 8th. Last night the figure came to be 9/10. Later on today, the 10th, it'll be updated. Now, what is it going to be later on today? Well, you can see here, we go 910 multiplied by 1.12, which is 12%. We should be up to 1,019 when they release the figures later on today as to how many people have died from the SARS virus. So I'm the only one that's giving you the future death tolls a day in advance, 2 days in advance, etc. Now, what concerns me is this 12% increase compounded daily. Gives us almost 30,000 deaths March 8th. April 8th, we're up to 1 million. That is when we need to be concerned. Next month, May 8th, it could be up to 30 million worldwide. Full-blown pandemic. And by June 8th, if it doesn't slow down, we're talking about 1 billion people die June 10th. Well, right now, a little bit over 100 people a day dying. People, that is nothing. 150,000 people a day die around the world. You got 8 billion souls on this planet. 150,000 die a day. 30,000 of them every day are in China. So for China to have 100 people all of a sudden dying extra a day because of a virus is nothing. But they're panicking, and there's reports that the death toll might not be 900. It might actually be 50,000 already. They're locking down cities. They're welding people into their buildings. These new hospitals that they built, supposedly there's no medical help in them whatsoever. They're just beds for people to die on. The death toll is said to be almost 25%. It's airborne. The death ratio might not be the 2.5% everyone's talking about. It might actually be 25%. And it might also be a recurring illness. In other words, you get it once, you're not immune. You can keep getting it over and over until you're too weak, and then you die. In which case, it would be 100% fatality, be the extinction of the human race. If everything that is going around the net can be believed. Right now, people, it's no big deal. 100 people dying a day in China, that's a fraction of the 30,000 that die every day in China. 150,000 die every day, people around the world. 1 million people die every week, 50 million a year. So death is part of life. Virus is a part of life. We've had pandemics before. 100 years ago, Spanish flu killed, millions of people, 50 million is the estimate. 100 years before that, cholera. 100 years before that, the bubonic plague wiped out a third of the population. So pandemics and viruses are not new, people. It's part of being a human. However, China right now is treating this illness very seriously. The numbers may be much higher than they're talking about. So is it 900 people have really died, or is it 50,000 already? I'm just going based on the numbers that have been given to us, and you can see my 12% daily increase has been accurate. Went from 810 to 911. Tomorrow we're probably going to be right at that 1,019, 1,020. It keeps going at that rate, people. We're looking at 30,000. March 8th. That's only a fraction of what die every day. When we need to get concerned is when it starts being up around 1 million and it's not slowing down. Then in little over 2 months, it could literally kill everyone. Is it going to kill everyone? I don't think so. I think it's going to kill a lot of people. I think the kill ratio might now be, 25, 30%. Just like some of the other viruses that have come out of China recently. SARS. The doctor that found this virus the end of December, who brought it online to let people become aware. He's an eye doctor, Dr. Lee. I'm not sure of his last name, but his first name was Lee. He's known as Dr. Lee. He said it was SARS reappearing in China, so he was mistaken. A few days later, he corrected it. It's a new unknown virus. He was harassed in China for putting out false information. He was detained. He had to sign a recantation. January 14th, he told the world he had been exposed to it by one of his patients. He then went in the hospital and he died last Friday, February 7th. Young doctor. So this ain't just killing old people. This is killing everyone. Now, why is it spreading mostly in China right now? Well, that's where it started. That's where a lot of these diseases start. And China has some cultural issues that allow a virus like this to really take off. First of all, it coincided with their Lunar New Year. So you had a lot of traveling, a lot of people seeing their family they don't see most of the year because they're in big cities working. And they share food. It's not uncommon in China to have a general food bowl that everyone dips their eating utensils into. So if you're infected with this virus and you're around your family and you're putting eating utensils in your mouth, chopsticks, forks, whatever it is, and then you dip it in a bowl that all your other people are then eating out of, well, that's how it spread so fast in China. It's their culture. They share food. So it was like a perfect storm that this thing really took off in China. I don't believe it's a bioweapon. I don't believe the U.S. is trying to kill China. It's an unfortunate situation. These things do come along every so often. And right now, even though all the deaths have been mostly in China with a couple outside of it, doesn't mean we're not going to see a lot of deaths outside of China. The incubation period was thought to be 14 days. One of the leading SARS researchers says it's more likely 24 days. That means all the quarantines are wrong. So they're not keeping the people isolated long enough. So this thing's going to run through, most likely, every continent on Earth within the near future. And when you see the numbers do what I say, you'll know. This is the time frame. 800 now. It's going to be 1,000 tomorrow. So it went from 800 to 9/11 to 1,020 today, February 10th. That's the number I'm expecting to be released soon. In a month, yeah, it could easily be 30. Also, in 30 days, some of the projections are it's going to be 54,000. It's an AI prediction that, it can kill 50 million people real fast. Well, yeah, I'm doing the same projections. I'm a human being. I just understand algorithms. Pretty famous for my algorithms. They're used by government agencies like NSA, and my physics work is used by NASA. Some of my work is used by USGS. I've consulted with governments over the past 25 years, all over the place. So people, this is a real epidemic. It's a pandemic. We're being told right now the death count is right around 1,000. A lot of people are saying it's much worse in China. Time will tell if these things are truthful. All I know is right now, the coronavirus is marching along at 12% compounded daily. Went from 813 to 911 or 910, and tomorrow or later on today, when they release the figures for today, it's going to be up over 1,000. Now, if it slows down, this March 18th figure could be a lot lower. Right now, my projection is around 3,000, 10 days from yesterday. So February 19th, we're looking at 3,000. If it slows down, it's going to be 1,800. If it stays at the 540% that it's been duplicating every 10 days, then we're going to be up around 4,900, February 19th. So those are the three big dates, people, or the three big numbers. February 19th, if it's at 1,800, it is burning out. If it's at 3,000, then that's my 12% daily projection is maintained. It's not slowing down. And if it does what it did in a 10-day window before here, which is a 540% increase every 10 days, well, then you're looking at almost 5,000 dead in 9 days from now. So February 19th is the key date to see where we are. 1,800 would be a good number for deaths. I expect 3,000 to be the total of deaths by then. It can easily project out to 5,000, 4,900. Time will tell, people. This is a historic virus. A lot of people are dying. It's not as bad as swine flu. 11 years ago, that killed almost 500,000 people around the world. And almost no one talks about swine flu. It was a major pandemic. The death ratio of people infected was very minimal, 0.02%, very small. 2 billion people ended up being exposed to it. So it had a high infection rate, small mortality rate. This is a lot worse as far as deaths than swine flu. Is it 2.5%, 2%, 25%, a third? Is it going to be an extinction level event? Time will tell. This is Dr. Adoni. Have a great day. To listen to more podcasts from Dr. Adoni, you can visit saladoni.com or ipodcast.org.